Good day, everyone. I'm Mermay P. Kagampang, your presenter on Education 4.0. My report is the continuation of the report of Ms. Panerio. As Ms. Panerio discussed about IR 4.0 or Industrial Revolution 4.0, it is changing the world we live in. Machines, automations, and artificial intelligence can now do many tasks that were once performed by humans. Because of this, education sector must respond to all changes brought about by Industrial Revolution 4.0, and this is what we call Education 4.0. To be relevant, schools should consider some statistics, and these are 80% of the skills trained in the last 50 years can now be outperformed by machines. So it means that most of the skills people learned in the past, especially repetitive tasks, can now be done better and faster by machines or computers. Technology has improved so much that machines can perform this task with more accuracy and efficiency than humans. An example of it is typing or data entry job, as are now often handled by automation software or AI-powered software. Another one is navigation and mapping. Many years ago, we used physical map and compass to navigate, but today, GPS systems and real-time mapping software provide superior efficiency and accuracy. So noon, yung ginagamit natin para mag-navigate or para mahanap yung isang location na hindi natin alam, ay ginagamit natin yung physical map at saka compass. But now, may GPS system na mabilis pwede nating gamitin at madaling makalocate kung ano yung hahanapin natin na location. Next is 65% of children who entered in 2018 will work in a job that have not been invented yet. So it means that many future jobs will be new created because of technological and societal changes. The world is evolving quickly, and new industry will emerge that we can't fully imagine. Today, for example, years ago, jobs like app developer, social media manager, drone operator, or cybersecurity analyst did not exist. But today, are common and in high demand. So next, 49% of current jobs have the potential for machine replacement. This means that almost of half of today's job could be done by machines or computers instead of humans. Because of this, advancement technology, especially automation and AI, many tasks that used to require people can now be performed faster by machines. And example of it, cashiers in grocery stores or fast food chains like Jollibee, McDo, it replaced by kung sa grocery, self-service checkout machines. Kung sa mga fast food, ang ginagamit na nila karon, ordering kiosk. So school curricula then should focus on the development of this innately human characteristic of creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy. It means that Education 4.0 focuses on preparing students to work with technology, not to be replaced by it. Learners need to develop skills that machines cannot easily copy, such as critical thinking, creativity, flexibility, compassion, and empathy. And collaboration. The goal is to produce graduates who can solve problems, work well with others, and continue learning throughout life. So, according to World Economic Forum report, the top 10 skills needed in the fourth industrial revolution are complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, cognitive flexibility. So, Education 4.0 must intentionally and formally include programs outcomes, course outcomes, and learning outcomes that are focused on the development of the 10 skills for success in IR 4.0. It means that to develop those skills, teacher must use innovative and flexible teaching methods because the traditional chalk and talk approach is no longer enough. Learners must be taught to welcome machines and other features brought by IR 4.0, and they should taught that AI can enhance or optimize creativity, but cannot create, and they must understand that AI can't replace workers in creative jobs but can do the routine jobs at the service of humans. And the following are the effective teaching strategies include problem-based learning, project-based learning, service learning, shadowing, immersion, and internship. Problem-based learning, or PBL, is a student-centered teaching method where learners gain knowledge and skills by solving real-world problems instead of just memorizing facts. And the end result will be a solution or recommendation, not necessarily a product. An example of it, students work in a group. Then, to analyze a problem, then research problem solution. And each group, so binigyan mo sila ng problem. Then, pagkatapos, i-analyze nila yun, and then they will find a solution. And then, they will find a solution. Then, after that, the students will present, or each group of them will present their solution to the class. Then, in this, students develop their critical thinking, collaboration, and problem-solving skills. So next, what is project-based learning, or PRBL? PRBL is a student-centered teaching approach where learning begins with a real-world problem that students need to solve. And the end result will be a tangible output. So, unlike sa PBL, ang output ay yung end result is solution or recommendation lang. While the project-based learning is kailangan talaga may solution, may output. So, an example of it is yung student mo, iba-iba group mo. Tapos, bibigyan mo sila ng problem, and then they will solve it. So, example of it, students will work in a group to create a short film or campaign promoting kindness and respect in school. And then, each group presents their finished film or campaign to the class. So, naa sila'y output. While sa problem-based, recommendation lang. So, pwede rato nila i-present ra nila kung unsay lang solution. While sa project-based, naagid sila'y output. Naagid sila ipakita nga output. So, next. Service learning. Wait, balik sa ta. So, service learning. What is service learning? It's a teaching approach that combines academic learning with community service. Students apply what they learn in the classroom to real community needs. So, helping others while gaining deeper understanding of the lessons and developing social responsibility. Example, in a science class, so students learn about environmental conservation. So, as part of the service learning, they organize a tree planting activity in their community. In short, service learning is a teaching approach that involves learning academic lessons, serving the community, and reflecting on the experience to connect classroom knowledge with real-life application. So, yung students, they learn what is environmental conservation. So, nag-organize sila ng tree planting. So yung yung kaalaman nila sa environmental conservation, in-apply nila yun, ginamit nila yun sa pag-serve sa community. So nag-tree planting sila, and then so not just not just memorizing, but they apply it and reflecting on their experience para to connect classroom knowledge with real-life application. So, in-apply nila yun sa real situation. So, next, what is shadowing? Ano ba talaga itong shadowing? Shadowing means observing a professional while they work. You do not perform tasks, only watch and learn how the job is done. In short, you are just observing. So, hindi ka gagawa ng anumang gawain doon. You're just observing, or you're just watching kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila. Next, what is immersion? Immersion means deep participation and engagement in workplace or community to experience the real environment of a profession. So, dito, gagawa ka na talaga. So, after observing, gagawa ka na naman. That is internship. That is immersion. It focuses on, so nag-focus siya sa exposure and experience. And it is usually short-term lang. And part of that, immersion is part of the senior high school curriculum. Next, what is internship? Internship means working and gaining hands-on experience in a real job setting. It focuses on training and skill application, and it is usually longer and often required in college or university program. And example of it is teaching internship. So here, you will apply everything lahat ng nalalaman mo. So next, flipped classroom. What is flipped classroom? Flipped classroom, where students are given the problems or questions in the class and they go out to search for the answer to the problems or questions, then come back to share their answer. So, yung flipped classroom is kabaliktaran ng traditional classroom. Yung, di ba, yung traditional classroom is yung students is parang empty vessels lang, tapos yung teacher yung nagbibigay lahat ng information. While dito, it means that flipped classroom, the students learn new lesson at home. So, yung sa traditional, ang mga students, sa school sila nagle-learn ng lesson nila. While dito sa flipped classroom, sa home sila nagle-learn ng lesson through videos, readings, or online materials. And then, sa school nila, ginagawa yung activities. Well, sa traditional classroom, yung mga activities nila sa bahay nila ginagawa. Tapos, sa flipped classroom, dun nila dinidiscuss kung ano yung mga nalalaman nila o yung mga na-learn nila dun sa binasa nila or sa watch nila na videos. So, or problem solving in the class with the teachers. So, may guidance din ng teacher. An example of it is a science teacher assigns a video lesson about photosynthesis. So, si teacher nagbigay ng lesson about photosynthesis. Tapos, yung video, the students watching the video at home. The next day, in class, students work in group to answer questions applying what they learned from the video. So, in the classroom, so, in-apply or they shows or pinakita na nila kung ano yung nalalaman nila o paano ba gawin yung photosynthesis, ganon, yung step ng photosynthesis. So, assessment in Education 4.0 is not limited to paper and pencil test. Instead, teachers use authentic assessment that measures knowledge, skills, and values. Example of it are project-based, digital portfolios, performance tasks, and many more. This kind of assessment shows what students can actually do, not just what they can memorize. Kasi, when you say digital portfolios, so lahat ng mga ginawa mo, doon mo i-compile. So, for example, yung sa last year namin, we learn about paano gawin yung digital portfolios, and then the next is nagawa na kami ng ginawa namin kung paano yun gagawin yung digital portfolios. So then, to summarize, Education 4.0 is education for the future. It prepares learners to live and work in a world shaped by technology. It focuses on developing human skills such as creativity, critical thinking, flexibility, empathy, and collaboration that machines can never replace. So thank you for watching and listening. That ends of my report on Education 4.0.